Welcome to Between the Whistles. I'm Joe, and today we are talking about Miles Bridges. And just recently, before we got on the podcast, Mitch Kupchak, the general manager of the Charlotte Hornets, got up to say that he says we're going to keep Miles. Well, that would be nice, Mitch, but you have been outsmarted by Mr. Troy Weaver, and I'll let you know why. From my indications, from people I've talked to, what Troy Weaver is doing is playing a game of poker. What he's doing is he's saying, yeah, we're interested in getting depth. We don't want to really spend max money on a player, but we're gonna go after depth and we're gonna try to do it this way so we can get salary cap flexibility. Don't listen to that because from all indications of what I've been told is that Miles Bridges, the Pistons are going to up the ante to get Miles Bridges. There's a threshold that the Hornets can stay within if they don't, get rid of Gordon Hayward or if they don't shed some payroll. I think it's around 24 million. That's the threshold. If you look at Miles Bridges, you look at the Detroit Pistons, it's a match made in heaven. There's reports out that Miles Bridges would go to Detroit if he was offered the contract of a good amount of money. And I think that what's happening right now is you can see Miles Bridges getting a bigger offer from Detroit at this point in time. I don't believe the rumors. From the people I've talked to, they don't either. They think that they don't know where this is coming from, but they do know where it's coming from. Oftentimes, when these moves come out, where a general manager will leak something out saying we're not going to do this, but then they do this. This has been a frequent thing with general managers in the past. Steve Eisman has done it. Ken Holland's done it for the Red Wings. Joe Dumars did it at a certain point. All these general managers are looking to get a little bit of a game inside the game, and that's what's happening right now with the Detroit Pistons and Troy Weaver. All these reports are a little bit premature. It's funny because a lot of people expect these reports to be coming out that are tactfully true, and if you know anything, nothing is tactfully true in this business because it's so competitive that everybody wants to get the scoop before everyone gets the scoop. But what general managers usually do is they'll say, "Listen, we're going to go after depth. We're not really going to be interested in Miles Bridges, and we're going to go after depth." That will get reported. It's probably going to get back to Charlotte. They're going to kind of be, take a lackadaisical approach to the way they shed payroll, the way they do this, and the way they do that. And what you end up with is the Pistons come in, they swoop in, they pay Miles Bridges what the Charlotte Hornets can't, so that they can't match. That's what happens in restricted free agency. A lot of times you see in a lot of other sports, especially like the hockey, you see it in hockey. It's a lot. Jasper Kotkaniemi was signed from the Canadiens to the Hurricanes, and there was a little bit of game inside the game there because they said they weren't interested in him, but then they put a max offer sheet for him and they got him and they had to give him compensation. But that's the way it works in the league, and so all these reports that are coming out right now are a little bit foobar, and I don't suggest we report those because what I've been told is that a lot of these reports that are coming out, they're straight from what Troy Weaver wants to get out. You hear all the time that these general managers they have a different level of thinking compared to other general managers. And when you talk about the elite general managers, the smart general managers like Troy Weaver, and guys like that who make legitimate moves, smart, like the Pat Rileys, the Sam Presties, all those guys, they have this outside the box thinking where they're like, okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get them off their game, and I'm gonna come in through the back way, and that's what usually happens. So all these reports coming out that the Detroit Pistons are just interested in depth is a total lie in my opinion. And from what I've been told, it is a lie. I think that the Detroit Pistons are going to go out and they're going to get Miles Bridges. They're going to sign him to near the max. What I've been told is the Pistons won't go to the max, but they want to go near the max because that's the way Troy Weaver is trying to situated inside their cap flexibility. This is Between the Whistles Detroit. Keep up with us on the news all the time. We will bring you videos about Detroit sports throughout the summer, into the fall, into the winter, and into the spring next year. This is Between the Whistles Detroit. I'm Joe Chapp.